Well, here we are. It's a Saturday morning. That means one thing. It's time for the Cummins Real Estate Show with Michele Cummins and myself, Curtis Pope. Good morning, Michele.
Good. It's a good morning for me, Curtis, but I don't know about you. It looks like you got a black eye there.
It's not a black eye. I got to get close to the camera. You see, I got a little bit of a scrape under my eye from softball. I thought I could still slide head first. Apparently I can't.
You've done that in the past.
Yeah, sliding used to be my real forte. I was a base stealer the whole bit. Every once in a while, instincts kick in above actual brains, and you forget how old you are, and you do something, and then you're like halfway through, you're like, why am I doing this? It's slow pitch softball. Why am I sliding head first into a base? And in the process, I kind of end up curling my arm under myself, caught my shoulder, and then slid the last couple feet on my face.
Ouch. No wonder you look like you do.
Yeah.
But did you win?
No, that was the worst part. It was in a losing cause. But, I wasn't that pretty to start, so it doesn't matter.
No harm in trying, except for in your case.
Yeah, I got the scars to prove it. No, don't do what I do. I'm just here to be a life lesson for others.
You got to do what it takes, and you did what it takes.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny because, my skills have deteriorated so much. I used to be such a much better ball player, but I still have fun.
Practice makes perfect.
Well, and every once in a while I will do something that reminds myself, right, I still can do some of this stuff, and then I'll completely screw something up again the next time, so it keeps me humble anyway.
Well, you'll be back on the field soon.
Oh, yeah. Our team, actually, as much as we like to pick on each other, we have a great team. We have a lot of fun. We tease each other, but it's all in good fun, and it's harmless little teasing, and we just generally we get out and we just the camaraderie with teammates is. It's like, I don't think I've ever had a team quite like this. We do have a lot of fun, no matter what's going on.
Is this the first year you all got together?
No, this is, it's been a kind of a coming together. I was on this team before I blew up my Achilles 4 years ago.
Okay.
I played 3 whole games for them that season. And then we had 2 years off with the pandemic. We started up again last year. And we've had a couple people come and go. And it's just the team we've got now. Sometimes you just get magic, right? You get that chemistry. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because sometimes, too, we end up, we're a good team. But every once in a while, something will click. And like in a tournament, we were beating A division teams.
Oh, wow.
And we're like, what's going on?
Good team players. But some
teams have, game to game, they can vary. We vary inning to inning.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
We could have a great inning, and then we can have a really bad inning right
The extremes.
Yeah. Followed by another good inning, followed by 2 bad innings, followed by 2 good innings. Stringing a whole bunch of good innings together is a task we haven't quite figured out.
Well, you're not wearing your baseball cap, but you're wearing your hashtag Demo Day hat.
Yeah, no, exactly.
My contractor was starting demo day this week at the new Remax Magnolia in Mission, and I wanted you to be there so bad.
I was going to say, where's I for this? I guess there's legalities of not having me allowed, but come on.
Well, I at least wanted to get you in there with mallet, going through one of the walls.
Exactly.
I know. Maybe there's a wall left that you can still do that, because I wanted it. I want to capture that.
I'm sure. Yeah, well, if there's a job for Richard, that would have been for him to do the dismantling of the office.
You got the hat.
I got that. He's got the hat too.
Well, that's true.
But I figured if anybody would be great at demolition, it would be Richard.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that.
Yeah.
So I saw Shania Twain on Wednesday.
Very nice. You saw the Queen of Me tour.
Yes, and she didn't change outfits as much as I thought. I'm used to Cher. Cher changed her outfit 10 times.
Yeah, like every other song. Yeah.
It was crazy, but it was still fun. It was great, and she looks fantastic. I can't believe, for her age, how she's just good for her. Even with the hardships that she's had through Lyme disease and the things that she's had to deal with, she's just exercising. She does what she can for herself, and she's inspiring.
Yeah, I heard, I remember when she first kind of came back, I heard her live a couple times, and she was struggling with her voice a bit, and I know she doesn't sound quite like she did when she was at the top of her game, but she's dealt with Lyme disease, but I felt she sounded pretty good in the clips I saw.
Yes, and I know she's had throat surgery and all sorts of things, and she tends to be on the lower range more, but it was funny because when she'd laugh, though, her laugh is so high. It's high-pitched, and it's hilarious. You laugh at her laughing,
yes,
which is pretty funny.
I've seen Shania 3 times, and she does put on a great show.
This was my first time.
Yeah, no, I've seen her in the past. I saw her with my wife a couple times, and I think I took my niece when she graduated from high school many years ago as a present. So,
well, I actually fell in love with country listening to her back in the 90s. I was in Kentucky, and I heard her on the radio, and I'm like, this is country and this is great. I love it. Like I wasn't used to, I never listened to country before that. But then I started listening to country, and then I started falling in love with the oldies, the new, the goodies, everything. So, but
Excellent.
yeah, she was my first country artist I first bought my CD of. Or was it tape? No, I think it was CD back then. It wasn't that long ago.
I grew up with country always in the house because my mom and dad, but of course I was a long-haired heavy metal kid in the 80s. And then my dad came home with a copy of Garth Brooks' No Fences in like 1990.
Oh, wow.
And threw it at me and goes, you might like this. I'm like, I'm not going to like this, Dad. Come on. What are you talking about? I don't listen to this kind of music.
Well, I always listened to like Amy Grant, you know, which, so.
Yeah, so Garth Brooks was what got me. And then my son right now, it's Morgan Wallen, it turned him into a hardcore country fan.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
That's so neat to know. So May the 4th, what did you do on May the 4th? Anything?
Well, I was a Star Wars geek. I spent most of my day annoying my friends that are Star Wars geeks by sending them really dumb May the 4th be with you memes.
Well, I know you're a big Star Wars fan, so I was thinking, did you wear a special, like, hat? Did you wear, a stormtrooper hat, or did you dress up for the day?
No, I didn't even wear I have a couple Star Wars shirts. I didn't even wear those.
Oh, no?
No, but I made sure to send my buddies, like, memes but really stupid ones, like no Star Wars fan really likes Jar Jar Binks. So I kept sending memes out that had Jar Jar Binks in it.
That's funny.
So my one buddy, my best friend of many years, was just like, you're an idiot. Why would you send me this?
How come I didn't get that?
I should have sent that to you.
That's funny.
I thought you leaned towards Star Trek, though.
Oh, I love both.
Okay.
I first fell in love with Star Wars because I knew Star Wars before Star Trek. And then I just love anything in the stars, anything in the universe. No, really. They're both made so well, and I am one of those that actually loves both of them.
I like them both, too, but I'm more of a Star Wars guy.
Yeah, I can't say I'm more one than the other. I just love them both. They're so different.
Have you been watching Picard?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have not started yet.
Oh, my gosh. This season... Oh.
That's what I'm told.
It's the best.
Yes.
It is good.
And they bring back a lot of the old folks for this one, I hear.
Oh, yeah. It's really good. what do you call it? Binge it?
That's the plan, yeah. Since Yellowstone's coming to an end, now I'll watch that.
Yeah. Is there one more season?
No, there's still the half. They've announced today that this will be the last season, though. So the second half of the season will be it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But we're getting some kind of a sequel with some of the characters.
Okay, that'll be good.
Yeah, as long as Rip's around.
That won't make me cry then.
Yeah, and apparently Matthew McConaughey has signed on to do one of the sequels that they're working on.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
He can be a great character. That Gold one movie he was on, it was so great. He's done a couple great ones. And, Rip came and visited me at an open house the other weekend.
Rip came to be, yeah,
2
really?
weekends ago, yeah.
Really?
Yep. Shared it on my social media. Well, a truck that had the Yellowstone on it. Anyways, so we're going to talk our first segment on changes to the Strata property regulation, expand exemptions to 55 plus bylaws. So we know in the beginning of the year, I should say, they had the rules, the government did, of all strata, no more rental restrictions. And the other thing was that it could only have, for an age restriction, 55 plus. So anybody had that 35 plus, 45 plus, whatever it was, had to vote. 3/4 of the owners had to vote at their annual general meeting this year on whether they wanted to go no age restrictions or change it to 55 plus. So anyways, there's some changes on that. But beforehand, and their second segment is the stats. We have the stat show today.
I'm sure we do.
And actually it is astounding. It's pretty, changes have happened.
In radio, we call that a tease.
That is, yes, you can call that this is radio. That's a tease.
In the radio industry, we call that a tease. You stick around, we got something for you here a little later on.
Did you do anything for Cinco de Mayo last night?
Well, I do love Mexican food.
Double-deckers?
Tequila? No, I was behaving. No, that's one thing. I wish it was a bigger deal on this side of the border, because I know where you grew up, especially in California, it's a big deal.
Oh, I love Mexican food. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but when you go to California, you get the good stuff because it's more authentic there.
Oh, and you get endless chips.
Yeah, you go into a Mexican restaurant in Southern California, and it's like... It just, in a lot of ways, it makes all of our Mexican food look like fast food.
I'm even a fan of Taco Bell.
Oh, I love Taco Bell. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah, Richard hates that I eat Taco Bell. He hates it. He goes, it's just like cardboard in a burrito wrap, and I don't care what it is. It's delicious.
Yeah, I like it too. I mean, and same thing. I'm like, I shouldn't be eating this probably, but I love it. So, no, I'm a big fan of Mexican cuisine. But yeah, no, I learned that when I went to California years ago, that it was like, I went into a restaurant and I'm like, this is the best Mexican food I've ever had.
So good. Every time I go to Arlington, there's the La Hacienda. Try that restaurant. Or at Sumas across the border, love that restaurant. Mm-hmm. And there's even they never karaoke there, but they got a stage. So I never seen a band or karaoke, but anyways, that's fun food. But every time I go down to California to visit my family, that's one of our dinners all together is, of course, a Mexican restaurant. But yeah, okay, so let's talk about this change in changes to the strata property regulation. So it'll ensure that people living in stratas with 55 plus age restrictions will be able to stay in their homes even if their family structure changes. Now, this has been a big issue, ever since I've been in real estate and before that. So it's been an issue for a long time because, life changes. It doesn't stay the same. And what if something happens and all of a sudden you've adopted, family members that are young or, others have to live there that are under 55. And a lot of stratas, it's not just one of the owners 55. All of the residents living in the home can't be under 55. So starting a family, it's a big decision and big change for many people, and they shouldn't come with the risk of people losing their home. And Ravi Collin, a minister of housing, says, after hearing from a few people experiencing similar situations, we've made changes so they and others can grow their families or support their children while knowing that they'll be able to stay in the home they know and love. Taking effect immediately, this amendment expands the list of exemptions to 55 and over bylaws in strata buildings to include future children and spouses or partners of current residents. It will also create an exemption to permit adult children of current residents to move back home with their parents or former caregivers. Isn't that nice? I'm so happy they made this change. I'm relieved, he says, that the government has taken action to support families like mine and especially give back a homeowner's right to decide if they want to start a family in the future. So, this is big stuff. I'm surprised it took this long. It took forever and a day for these changes to take effect, but maybe because they were already focused on a bylaw change, they really thought of everything or implemented what other issues they had arisen. But because this has been, so I'm really happy about this change. Yeah, so that's about it. There's more about it. I'll have it on my website if you want to check out the report. It's actually just right from the BC Government News website.
Okay, so just theoretically, in a number of years, my wife comes to her senses, realizes, why am I with this guy? She kicks me out, and I end up with a 28-year-old trophy bride, and I'm in a 55-plus complex. She's allowed to stay with me.
You're okay. You're okay. A-okay. She's A-okay.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
My wife says she's the trophy bride, so...
She is.
I don't know what contest I won. All right, let's take a quick break here and we'll come back with stats. If people want more information on your listings and things like that, where can they go?
MicheleCummins.ca.
We're back with more right after this.